Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Zach, but you guys can call me Hazardous. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel, and welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video here on the channel today. In today's video, guys, it's that time of the week again. It's Red Dead Redemption 2 Q&A time, where you guys can ask your questions, and I feature them and answer them in this video. It's tough to get around to everyone because we have so many questions asked every single week now. We have over 100 questions asked every single week, which is just, that blows my mind to see that many people engaging with my channel. So thank you so much. Thank you for all your support. We just passed 9,600 subscribers today in my live stream today. If you guys have missed my past two live streams, I've been live streaming Red Dead Redemption. We're going through a playthrough of the campaign, and then we're going to move over to Undead Nightmare and Red Dead Online. So you definitely want to make sure you can be a part of that. But without further ado, we're going to jump right into these questions. Just before we start, if you guys enjoy this video and find what I say, just enjoyable, consider dropping a like, as well as if you guys are new to the channel and enjoy all my daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content I upload here on the channel, consider subscribing to my channel and turning on post notifications by hitting that bell icon. Without further ado though, let's just jump right into this, and let's start off with question number 1 of this week, coming from Witty McSchmunk the Funk, and he asks, what do you think about food and water needs? Rockstar is aiming for realism. Do you think that food and water will be a vital part of the game, or do you think that it would just grant you a health boost? Now, I have a few things that I want to say here. I don't really think that it's a vital part of the game, referring to food and water, but I do think it will be an important feature of the game. I think that since it's leaked that you need to bring food and water back to the camp and supplies to keep the camp going and keep your gang morale high and keep everyone happy, I think this is involved with that food and water as part of those supplies, but I don't think it's necessary. Rockstar would probably make it optional for players, and I think that was mentioned in an interview with Strauss Zelnick, that those types of realism features are more optional and they're there to immerse you in the game, but it's not a vital part of like the gang surviving, if that makes sense. So you definitely can do it, but you're not going to fail the campaign and need to restart from the beginning if you don't gather food and water. Maybe you'll just hear Dutch complain to you that, he was pissed that you didn't grab food today or something like that. Thank you so much for the question. Arthur Morgan himself asks, do you think besides Arthur changing and growing his hair and beard, can others do it too? I noticed Charles Smith has a mohawk in trailer 2 and long hair in trailer 3. Keep it up, bro. I love the vids. Thank you so much, Arthur Morgan. I do think so. I think we can pretty much change whatever we want about Arthur Morgan, and I think others can do it too. Other characters in the game are probably going to be changing hairstyles and outfits and things like that. I'm sure everyone has their staple outfit. It seems like Arthur Morgan likes a blue button-down shirt on. John Marston has his legendary vest and other like stained off-white color button-down shirt and things like that. Everyone has their famous hat that they wear, but I think people will be changing outfits, especially if they get blood on them or get muddy or things like that. And I do think people will be changing their outfits, changing their hairstyles, and changing their beards. But that is a great question, and thank you so much for the support. Question number 3 comes from Keontae Parker, and he asks, how old is Arthur Morgan? We don't really know that. It looks like Arthur Morgan is either in his late 20s, early 30s. He doesn't look super old. He could even be close to 40, just maybe. John Marston was 35, I think, in Red Dead Redemption, and Nico Bellic in GTA 4 was older 30s. He was like 37 or 38. He was getting to be an old dude. Arthur Morgan looks younger than both of these guys, just the way it appears right now. We don't know exactly how old he is, but that is one of the things that I'm looking forward to learning about Arthur Morgan himself. So that's a great question. Thank you for asking. Moving on, we have Redmanna, and he asks, will we be able to buy apartments in Red Dead Redemption 2 online, or is it capped to camps? Again, this is something that we don't know about. Of course, we may not be able to buy physical apartments because that wasn't really a thing back in the day. They had homes and farms and ranches, and I think that's what we'll be able to do is like the upscale apartments that are featured in GTA Online. Ranches, farms, stables, things like that, places to store your horses. Those are going to be like the higher end equivalent apartments from GTA Online. Maybe we could buy apartments themselves, like in Blackwater, Valentine, and Saint Denis. We could actually buy physical apartments, and those would be like the most expensive since they're the most modern, the most up to date, and things like that. It's a possibility. We just haven't heard anything from Rockstar themselves on it, but great question nonetheless. Thank you for asking. Impulsive Dan comes in with question number 5, and he asks, do you think that unarmed combat will be more immersive? Personally, I think the Warriors was Rockstar's greatest accomplishment in that respect. I like it if that kind of fighting returned in this game. It's annoying beating people with just 1 to 4 punches in GTA 5. Now, I honestly never played the Warriors. Don't grill me for it. Don't roast me. I just never got around to playing it. A lot of people have been talking about it in my comments, asking questions about it, and I just haven't been able to answer them because I never played it myself. But I do think unarmed combat will be more immersive. If we compare Red Dead Redemption to GTA 4, GTA 4 had a health bar, or essentially a health circle for the enemies you were getting in fistfights with. Red Dead Redemption, you couldn't kill someone with your punches. and GTA 5 you kill someone in 1 to 4 punches. I would like the GTA 4 fighting system to return, where it's kind of like a 1-2 knockout punch, or it's a 1-2-3 type of punch until you knock the person out, and then you could just stomp them to death. I really like that feature. GTA 5, yeah, if you're running on the street, especially in GTA Online, if you're running on the street, you just press the trigger, you like zip over to the person, you almost teleport, sliding across the ground, and then you just sock them in the face, and I really don't like how that's a thing in the game. But great question, Impulsive Dan. Hunter.o asks, is there going to be Undead Nightmare 2, considering that DLC will be a thing, especially for online? Good work on your videos, by the way. Thank you so much, Hunter. I do think Undead Nightmare 2 will be a thing. It's just so massive that Rockstar really can't ignore it. We know that online is going to have tons of DLC because it's Rockstar, and they absolutely killed it with GTA 5, and so they're going to be coming back with more DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. Single player DLC, it's not confirmed that it will have it. Rockstar hasn't ruled it out, but they also haven't said that we're going to be definitely coming out with single player DLC, so we don't know. Undead Nightmare is going to be one of the DLCs that will come out if they do produce single player DLC. Minimally, it'll be an online DLC. It's just one of those things. It was such a success in Red Dead Redemption 1 that they have to do it in Red Dead Redemption 2. They're making a game on the same characters, so, or, you know, besides Arthur Morgan, but John Marston's featured in Red Dead Redemption 2, so it would make sense that they bring back a DLC as well. So great question, Hunter, and I would love to see Undead Nightmare 2 in Red Dead Redemption 2. Question number 7, Lucky 7, comes from Jace Cooper. He asks, do you think John's daughter's death will be a big part of his change to what he is in Red Dead Redemption? Love the channel. Thank you so much for the support, Jace. I do have a couple of things to say about this. I think we're gonna see John's daughter in the game. Maybe this is just after she died, so we may not see her physically, but John is definitely going to be talking about her, or we're gonna see her in a cutscene along with 5-year-old Jack Marston as well. We don't know how old John's daughter was because she's not named. John's daughter apparently died in the mid 19, it's just the knots, right? 1900 to 1910. And so we'll probably see her in the game in a cutscene or something. It would really be interesting to see what happens to her. I want to know. He said she died from like typhoid or cholera or some type of disease like that, but I would like to know what happened truly, and I want to see John kind of talk about it in a cutscene in Red Dead Redemption 2. So great question, Jace. I do think John's daughter will be, maybe not a big part, but she will be featured in the game in some fashion. Question number 8 comes from Silas Bushy 205. He asks, do you think we will have a weight system like in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? Now, I'm not too familiar with GTA San Andreas. I wasn't really able to play it when it came out. I was just too young to play it then, but I do think we will have that weight system because I do kind of recognize that maybe it won't be a direct carbon copy, but they will have some type of weight system in the game. I'm sure you can slim Arthur Morgan down to a really low weight, but maybe he's weaker in fights, but he's just more lean. Also, at the same way, you could bulk him up and he will just be absolutely massive, but he may be a little bit slower. And I think we'll see different features like that since Rockstar is going for realism. And also in terms of weight system, not just with characters, but also with animals, especially when you're hunting. I think we're going to see features like if you catch a big bear and you try and skin it, if it weighs like 600 pounds, you'll get X amount of Red Dead dollars for it, as opposed to if the bear weighs 1,000 pounds, you're going to get even more money for killing the bear because it's an even higher weight. Same thing goes for deer, elk, moose, anything like that. I think we're going to have a weight system definitely in hunting, and maybe we will see a weight system for Arthur Morgan himself. Great question, Silas. Question number 9 comes from Norse Lavenza. So how do you think horses will work in online? Since they confirmed that we will have camps and it's been confirmed we were able to buy apartments, will they be in online, maybe like a homestead with a barn? But will the barn act more of a garage where we can purchase, or where we can place our horses, just like GTA 5 garages with cars? And do you think there will be heists also, like bank robberies and train robberies? We will totally have bank robberies, we will totally have train robberies, and I do think we're gonna have places to store our horses. Now, I know that Rockstar has said that you can build up trust and courage on a mount. When you lose that horse, it's gone for good. But what I think is gonna happen is you could store multiple horses if you own a barn, or if you have a big hitching post at your camp, but you need to build up the trust, the courage, the stamina, all that stuff with each horse individually. And if you lose that horse, you can probably call that horse back, like the same breed of horse. You can get that model back because, say, you know, what if you paid for the horse? But what's going to happen is that you're going to need to build all the trust back up. So it'll basically be like a brand new horse, just not a different horse, if that makes sense. So great question, Norse. Question number 10 comes from Efrain Gomez, and he says, or asks, I should say, do you think there could be a Battle Royale DLC? And I do think there will be. I do think there could be. It's a huge possibility. Fortnite is a huge success and it has like catapulted Battle Royale into stardom. You know, of course we have H1Z1, we have PUBG, we had DayZ as like the OG Battle Royale without the circle, without the storm, and without, you know, true PvP elements of like being last one standing. It was just like fight against zombies and survive against other players as well. It would be a bad move for Rockstar not to include a Battle Royale DLC. We have Motor Wars in GTA 5, but we don't have a true Battle Royale. And in Red Dead Redemption 2, a true Battle Royale mode would 100% work. It may not work in GTA 5 just because of the fast cars, planes, jets, and the fact that the map is pretty much empty outside of the city. You know, you have a lot of open space on mountains and things like that. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to have thick forests, just a lot of dense vegetation, and it would also be awesome trying to survive against the animals in the game while you're just running around with your repeater carbine or cattleman revolver. I think that would be really sweet, and I do think the Battle Royale DLC in Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to be a thing. Great question. Thank you for asking. Question number 11, coming from Machiavelli the Dawn, asked, do you think we will be able to own gold mines or pan for gold or harvest gold and have it act as a way to make money in Red Dead Redemption? Thanks. No, thank you for asking your question, buddy. I do think we're going to have gold mines. I think that's going to be an activity in the game that we can do, kind of like mini golf and tennis in GTA 5, or it'll be a business and online. I'm sure we're going to see business DLCs in Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. People like that in GTA 5, and that could be one of them. You can own your own mine, you can pan for gold, you can harvest gold, you could sell it, and all those different things. Who knows if it's going to be an active business, if we can actually mine the gold ourselves, or we can just open up the gold mine and upgrade different things like the miners, you upgrade the equipment and the technology, and just get the mine that has like the best chance for producing the most gold for us. I think that could be a possibility as well, but I definitely think we will be able to gold mine in Red Dead Redemption 2. So thank you for asking that question. We have one final question left in this Q&A, guys, and I just want to say, if you guys didn't have your questions answered, I'm sorry. I'm getting over 100 questions every single week, so just be patient. I will probably get to your guys eventually. I don't plan on stopping this series anytime soon, so don't worry about that. Just keep asking your questions using hashtag #HazardQA. But coming in with question number 12, the Big Cheese asks, I wonder how Gore will be within the game. Do you think that it will be more like Red Dead Redemption 1, where there was more detail and headshots, or more like GTA 5's Gore? Now, I would love to see Red Dead Redemption 1 Gore, you know, with like the brains coming out of people, and it looks like a flower, a red flower sticking out with the brains and chunks of their skull and things like that, and the blood. I think that's great. I really want some high quality Gore. I don't want GTA 5 where it's just kind of like you get shot and killed, that's it. I want to have the executions in Red Dead Redemption. I really want it to be like The Last of Us, where it's just so brutal and over the top. If you guys have ever played The Last of Us factions multiplayer, when you guys execute people in that online game mode, it is just absolutely relentless. It is relentlessly aggressive, and it's pretty gross, and I want to see features like that in online. So the Big Cheese, to answer your question, I wonder how it'll be as well. We don't know about anything, but I want people's heads to be getting blown off. I want people to start losing their limbs. We're probably not going to see that attention to detail just because that doesn't seem to be Rockstar's thing, and that's going to take a lot of like physics processing power, especially on console. But what I think could happen is we're going to see holes in people's heads. We're going to see bullet holes in people's clothing. That's already confirmed in screenshots, and we're going to see things like that. But I do want to see some brutal executions in the game. You know, when you're fist fighting someone, if you're near a rock, you know, bash their head into the rock if you take them to the ground, and ground tackle them. That should be like a little quick time event, and little things like that that would just really immerse us more in the Gore with the game. So thank you so much to everyone asking your questions. Like I said, if your question wasn't featured, don't worry, I'll probably get to yours the next couple of weeks. So just ask it. The more you guys ask your question, the higher chance you guys have well having it get featured, as well as if it is the most upvoted question. Those are really what I filter the questions by, are the most upvoted questions. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for another Red Dead Redemption 2 podcast tomorrow. I'm still trying to work it out with IRU399 and Red Dead 2 videos. We may have one less member this week for the podcast, but it will be out tomorrow nonetheless. Thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you guys so much for the support on the live streams as well. I'll be live tomorrow as well, so definitely stay tuned for that. Follow me on Twitter so you guys can get the tweets whenever I go live with a new video, whenever I go live with a new live stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Super close to 10,000 subscribers. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will catch you guys in the next Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Adios, amigos.